Let me welcome everyone to a special update and announcement for TronLoop.io. It is Monday right now, November the 16th. Now, in today itself, in the next few hours, the website will go offline and will be a message to say the home of TronLoop or whatever the message is, the developer will put a message. And the website will go offline till Friday, which will be November the 20th. And the reason why it's going to go offline is we're making a change to TronLoop that's going to be major. Now, we initially started with a system that we envisioned a system that would enable everyone to join with no upline, with no downline, just a straight line. And to be honest with you, the DNA of TronLoop is remaining the same. That straight line where everybody goes in line and will receive. It's guaranteed that you will receive. You just have to wait for your turn. But because of the community and the growth that we were looking at, the growth was not happening, to be honest with you. And we couldn't leave it to the community. So we decided by listening to a few key people within the community to add a referral aspect, which quote unquote adds a quote unquote upline, downline. But you must remember that TronLoop is not structured in systems like you're used to. There's no matrices, there's no boards, there's no splits. Really, what it is kind of like a wheel turning where everybody gets a turn, or like you could say a straight line, and everybody's in line. And when it's your turn, you receive and you go back in line. And our animation here, I think, gives a perfect way. That's why we call it Tron loop. It is a loop. It's looping. You receive and you go back in the loop, and the loop gets bigger and bigger. And then yes, as we get bigger, technically, if you were receiving every day, then you might receive every 2 days, then you might receive every 3 days. But believe me, you're going to receive, actually, you're going to receive way more than you can count, because by instituting the change or the upgrade or the update that we're about to do, and shout out to David Gantner and David Bass for really pushing us that direction, we are adding what we call a fast start payout of 20%. You might as well call it the 80-20 rule. We've heard of that. It's a rule that's very popular, 80-20. So we decided to go the 80-20 route. 80% to the loop, 20% to those who help us grow. But here's one thing I forgot to say last week, and I need to say it now. That's the game changer. We forgot to discuss about, let's say if you are just on the 250 TRX, and yes, just to reassure you, 250 TRX is not $250. It's actually $6.39. We measure TronLoop and TRX. It is on the blockchain, it is cryptocurrency, but to just make, for you not to worry, I have to show you right now that 250 TRX is less than $7. It's $6.39 right now. So please don't worry. But here's what I wanted to talk about. Imagine you are on the 250 TRX and going forward with the referral aspect, that 80-20. We forgot to talk about that scenario. What about if you invite somebody who doesn't want to do the 250 TRX? Wants to actually do the 1,000, if not the 4,000, if not the 16,000, if not the 32,000. Well, why not all 8 infinity loops? Normally, in other systems, you would lose out. You would only get your 20% on this infinity loop, and you wouldn't get no 20% on any of these other loops because you're not there. Well, TronLoop.io is changing this. Regardless wherever you are, you invite people as long as they use your link to join initially. And when they upgrade, if they upgrade or they decide to go on all 8 infinity loop, you'll still get your 20%. I think that's the game changer. We're really showing the community that we want to make it super fair. Now, let me go back to the basics. You will be invited by someone going forward when you're going to be new, but you don't have to invite anyone. You just have to wait in line for you to receive in any of these infinity loops. But check it out. If you do help us grow, obviously the faster we grow, the faster you're going to receive, but you can receive with the fast start payout or fast start bonus, whatever we're going to call it in the long run, the 20%. And which means is like, I usually take the 1,000 TRX to show the example, but we're going to push the boundaries. We're going to talk about all 8 infinity loops. All 8 infinity loops is in real dollars, because it's 63,750 TRX. In real dollars, it's 1629.08. We're going to take this exact number, 1629.08. 1629.08. Imagine sharing TronLoop with someone, whoever that person is, wherever in the world. And that person loves the community, loves the system, loves the concept, and wants to join and involves themselves in all 8 infinity loops. And in real US dollars, that's $1,629.08. Because you invited that person, you will be rewarded with 20%. That means you're going to get $325.82 or 816 in value of TRX directly to your wallet, while the 80% goes in the loop. So going forward, 80% in all loops, 20% to all those who help us grow. And I want to say this again, even existing members, because we're taking existing members, migrating all of us from one contract to a brand new contract so we can institute that change, which means that all existing members also will only receive 80% on all 8 infinity loops, which is not bad. Because if you help us grow, that 20% will reward you like crazy. Let's push the boundaries. So we know it's 325, 81, 816 right now if you want to invite someone on all 8 infinity loops. Let's not be shy. We want to make money. We want to receive money, but we want to help the community. It's a community endeavor. It's a community social experiment. We want to do things different, and we would like everyone to benefit, but those who are going to help us grow, we've decided it's only fair to reward them. So you imagine if you share with 5 people, 325, 816 with 5 people on loan, you got back your 629.08. Now we know it's 325 in this example, 325, 816, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Just so imagine sharing it. I'm really going to push the boundaries. Imagine sharing it, TronLoop, and you can. There's a lot of people on this line who've been in other smart contracts, and their referral have been off the chain. So imagine sharing it with 45 people. That's 14,661 and 72 cents US dollars. And just a fast start. So we think we got something that's going to change the game, definitely help us grow, because we just sit there and not grow. It doesn't make sense, because we have a great system. And not only that, you don't have to be on all infinity loops to get your 20%. And we believe that at least at that moment, that will convince you to go on all 8 infinity loops, because we don't want to discriminate you. Maybe that's all you can afford, 250 TRX, which is less than $7. If that's all you can afford, get in where you fit in. That's number one. Get in where you fit in. If you can afford 2 of them, like the 250 and the 500, if you could do in reverse, if you want to go straight to the 32 TRX, for example, there's no ascending order. You could start at the 16,000 if you want. You could combine 8,000, 16,000, 32,000, or 4,000, 16,000, 32,000, or 1,000, 4,000, 16,000. You decide. But wherever you are, whoever you invite, you'll still get your 20% on all 8 infinity loops as a one-time reward for helping us grow. Wow, we have the game changer now. And I'm so proud. And again, shout out to the guys who pushed us in that direction. And because of that, I'm going to unmute them first, because they're the one who pushed us in that direction. David Gantner, I would love you to say something, because you're the one who pushed us in that direction. Please add to what I'm saying, sir. You can unmute yourself.
Hey, how are you? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for Friday. You know, Friday, and again, it's just going to be exciting, because I got so many people that are already saying, I'll people that wouldn't even look at it before are really excited about, getting that little bonus for referring somebody. And like I said before, it's basically targeted advertising. And, you know, I just spent some money on advertising and, you know, I can't ask for it back. It didn't do exactly what I thought it would do. You know, it was okay, but it wasn't targeted like this is, you know. So basically, you know, you don't pay for it until it happens. You know, who can ask for anything better? What company would not want that? You know, um, even the major brands would want that. You know, you go buy a Coke, you don't have to pay for the advertising. Could you imagine? They didn't pay for the advertising until after it was bought, and that's what we have here. And this is gonna rock. And again, and I love the way that you guys done everything. Not the huge build up like most companies do. You know, and the software's working great, and the contract's working great the way it's supposed to. And you know, hopefully, when it gets launched again, it does it again, right? Works flawlessly. I think the brighter days are ahead of us, that's for sure. And I think it's going to be a game changer. And it's going to creep up. It's going to be a sleeper. It's going to be, you know, that the unicorn company. So I'm excited.
Thanks a lot, David. I really appreciate that. Let me unmute David Bass now. David Bass, let me unmute you. I'd like to hear your words. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Captain TronLoop and David and everyone else. Hey, thanks for having me on. Man, this is pretty exciting. You know, before we had incentive to build a team, but now we've got an incentive to even like potentially pay for some advertising or just go to work and earn that 20%. The great news about somebody being at 250, 500, 1,000, or what we always say is come as high as you can. When you look at it, don't think about starting at the lowest one. Do you want to go to work for minimum wage, or you want to go to work for a 6 or 7 figure income? You know, so go for the gold, go for the gusto, go for the bigger ones if you can. And if you can't, find somebody that can and earn that 20%, and then start ramping yourself up as you go along. You know, if you have to have money for bills, have to take it out. But if you can use it to upgrade, I say upgrade. Let's just call this not a change, but a great enhancement. So great job for everyone. So back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate that. Let me move on to Frank Green. Frank, I'd like to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real smooth. I just can't wait till you turn it on. So I've been talking to people and they read it as well. It's going to be a game changer. It really is.
Thank you.
I'm just excited. And again, thank you for bringing it to us. Everybody's related.
Hey, I'm like anybody else, man. I've been in the struggle like anybody else, and I just thought about something a bit easier. And again, with the help of David and David, who pushed us and recognizing that we need to incentivize those that can help us grow. At the same time, help those who have a hard time to share or sponsor or recruit, whatever the terms we use. And then also, we thought about it. It wouldn't make sense for you to receive your 20%, even on loops that you're not, because you're the one who invited that person. So we want to be totally
that's helpful. That's gonna definitely help a lot of people.
Yes, we believe so. Because imagine, let's say you're just on the 250 or the 500, and you invite a man or a woman who decides to do all 8 infinity loops. You're getting it's a good you know, it's 325 that's in your pocket right there that you could use to get on those higher infinity loops. Or if you have immediate bills, it's really up to you. TronLoop is really community driven, community based. It's just me and my partner. We thought about it and we deployed it on the blockchain. But Mr. Green, I thank you. And I want to unmute Mark, my friend Mark. Mark, I'd like to hear your opinion. Mark, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. And really, it's going to be a game changer what we have at the moment, because if you have enough Tron, you can start. If you don't have, you can start. That is a good one. We encourage people that really want to change their financial status to go all out, go all the 8 package. And yes, if you only have 215 Tron, you can start from there also, which is the big one. That's there is no limitation again for anyone. You can come at any level and bring in people, and you still earn an upgrade, which is a great one. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
waiting for the explosion. Yeah.
You're more than welcome, and I'm glad to be working with guys like you, guys like David, guys like Frank, and I'd like to hear a lady say something. Uh, any lady can unmute yourself. I don't know, Marlene. Would you like to give us a comment, Marlene? You're always on our webinar. I'd like to hear your opinion.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, I'm just waiting, waiting patiently to see, once I loop, because I mean, I joined when it first, like right before it launched, so I'm still waiting, just waiting patiently.
Well, we're working on your behalf.
All right, thank you.
You're more than welcome. Well, here's one I would have specified. The upgrade is for, we're not necessarily doing this necessarily to just incentivize recruiters or sponsors, because initially we weren't really focusing on those people, even though we love those people and they definitely helped us grow. But we wanted something for just the common person, just the regular person who again may not be able to recruit, may not be able to sponsor, may not be able, is not a traditional networker or marketer or whatever you call it. We wanted to be able to have something for everyone. But then we realized that also when you tell people that, okay, no upline, no downline, there's no incentive really to grow. And we've been moving at a snail pace ever since we went official. While the pre-launch, for those who were in the pre-launch, especially those who were in the first 2 days of the pre-launch, we saw the power of TronLoop. And we believe that people like Marlene and everybody else who came after who haven't looped yet, we want to help you loop. And also we want to incentivize those who are going to help us grow. So what we have right now is really a game changer. You're going to get 20% on any of the levels, even you, Marlene. Even though you haven't looped yet, you can share this with anyone and already receive before you even loop, which is powerful. Then also we're adding to all these different loops or whatever you call them, levels. And so by people being added, the loops are being started and going to go the way we want them to go, and even beyond. So we think we have the perfect marriage of, to have the people who cannot quote unquote recruit and the traditional recruiters and in between, whoever in between. So regardless if you share with one person or two people, so basically going forward, we're all going to have a referral link in our back office. So just to give you a sneak peek, the present back office looks like that right now. So I want to give you a sneak peek so you can see that the present back office will change in the sense that there'll be probably, I'm not sure if it's going to be here or there, I'm not sure, but it's going to be somewhere for you to see it, and it's going to say your referral link. It will be a referral link unique to your position or your wallet, whatever it's, whatever you have, or if you have multiple wallets, you'll have multiple referral links. So going forward, everyone that's going to join TronLoop will be invited by an existing member, and that existing member will receive 20%, while 80% will go in the loop, the respective loop or whatever loops, all loops that the person joined. And then also the wording on the website will be modified to reflect also that referral aspect, but still say that it's a straight line. For example, this sentence: the first global community built to passively reward every participant. We'll modify this no upline, downline, but then we'll say just a straight line that keeps on looping you back in to receive over and over again, because that's not changing. The DNA of TronLoop is not changing. We're just adding more skin to the game. We want to basically reward people to help us grow. We need to grow. There's no going around this. If we stay the way we are, we're not going to grow. We looked at it and we saw that, people are not incentivized to help us grow, but yet they like the concept. They're waiting to loop. So while you're waiting to loop, we're going to upgrade or enhance this, and hopefully you can help us grow, but still we're going to grow regardless, because that is a game changer. Again, let me reiterate for those who joined us a little bit late, still this is being recorded. On Friday, the 20th, we are bringing a great enhancement to TronLoop.io. That enhancement is based on an 80-20 rule. 80% goes in the loops, 20% will go to the people who help us grow. Basically, you add someone to the 250, the 500, the 1,000, 2,000, the 4,000, the 8,000, the 16,000, the 32,000 TRX, not USD, remember that. And you will be rewarded 20% of any of these loop as long as the person has used your referral link. But then again, when you are invited, you don't have to invite anyone. There's no requirement for you to invite anyone. But if you want to be part of that 20%, the 80-20 rule, and it's a great rule. Again, the calculator will show you. Again, the cost of all 8 infinity loops is 1629.08. We take that 1629.08 and we times it by 20%, because that's all 8 infinity loops. And real US dollars, that's basically you being rewarded with 325.816 for every person that you would invite that do all 8 infinity loop. If they do half or just 4 or just 3, you still get your 20%. And if they decide to upgrade after that, you still get your 20%, even if you're not on those loops yourself at that moment. So we are making it a game changer. And again, I'm pushing in the boundaries. Imagine sharing with that 20%. Imagine sharing this with 35 people, for example. That's 11,000 just in that 20% before you even looped. So we think we have the perfect combination of everything. I'll be back tonight to do the same webinar and update you, but it's set in stone right now. I mean, set in stone. I mean, we want to do it on Friday. We're confident we're going to do it on Friday. I had a webinar with my partner and our developer, and everything is in course, is on course, I should say. And we're confident that starting Friday, 1 week before American Thanksgiving, that not only we believe that everybody that's already in the system will loop by weekend time, but we believe that a lot of people with the fast start 20%, like 80-20 rule, will be very happy. So shout out to those who've been with us from the beginning. If you have not looped yet, don't worry. We're working on your behalf. Actually, you can help us grow starting Friday and be rewarded tremendously. The rest of TronLoop remains the same. 8 infinity loops. The numbers remain the same. It's just that 20% will go to the person who helped us grow, the inviter. That's what I want to call that person, the inviter. And 80% goes in all loops. So 80-20 rule, I think we have the perfect. And again, I need to say this. Imagine you're just on the 500 TRX. That's all you could have afforded at that moment. So don't be bad on you. No, don't be hard on yourself, I should say. If you don't have the funds to get on all 8 infinity loops, just get wherever you can. If you can afford 16,000 TRX, how much is 16,000 TRX? Just an example. That's a little bit over 400. That's all you can afford. Get in. If it's only 8,000 TRX you can afford, get in. But once you get in, share, and then while you're sharing, you may have someone or many people that do all 8 infinity loops before you do all 8 infinity loops, and you're being rewarded with 20% to help you do all 8 infinity loops in multiple wallets. So we're going to grow like crazy. I believe so. So we have a channel on Telegram. We have a YouTube channel. Our friend Max, our good friend Max, created a group just on Telegram, TronLoop Infinity. This is where all discussions are happening. We have a Vimeo channel. Coinmail.com is a great tool for you to convert Tron to TRX or any other currency that you would like to know. For example, I'm in the beautiful country of Canada, and I would like to know how much is 63,750 TRX, and it comes up to 2,146. Now, I'm going to do the same example for our Canadian members, 2146.26. So 2146.26 times 20%. That's basically 429. Come on, my Canadian members, 429. And you share with, let's say you share with 11 people. You're sitting well, I think. I think you're doing well. I think we got you. Simple swap to help you get TRX. Very simple. Just type, let's see. Let me use Ethereum and let me use TRX right here. Let's say you want to exchange one Ethereum for TRX. Simple swap.io. One of the best. Folks, Friday, I can't wait myself. But I'll still be back tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern time. In the meantime, in between time, let's enjoy our current TronLoop video, which will be modified still. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, I cannot wait. And I know you also cannot wait. This is William, aka Captain TronLoop. I sound like a superhero, but I'm not. I'm just like you, and I'm all about TronLoop.